All right. Hey, y'all. I am going to get set up here and we can do some live playing right here. Sounds like fun to me. All right. Hey, who's with me? I'm just getting set up. It's kind of spontaneous. Hey, Miss Heidi. Maybe I'll play with some of these today. This one's a mess. It's got a bunch of hair on it, but maybe we'll play with some of these little petites today. Maybe. I'll set those aside for now, but that might be fun. I have no plan. It's very spontaneous. I just know that I want to play with some of my new mark making mediums. So I have one gel plate that is, this one is, I think it's the, well, let me measure them because I can never remember. This one is new. It is 7 3/4 by 10. This one you can see is well loved, 8.5 by 11. So let me see if I can scooch this guy over so we can have them both in the screen. Can you see okay? All right, like I said, I have no plan. I have this little round guy here. I have this little, I think it's a 5 by 7. And then I have those little petites that I showed a second ago. All right, Heidi, good. Thank you. So I think we're just going to play. This time I'm going to use my acrylics, and I've got some gouache. This whole basket is full of loveliness from Arteza. And I almost never play with them, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm liking the look of this pearl turquoise. These acrylic ones from Arteza have mica in them. So I've not played with them in this way yet. But we're just going to get started and play. Where do I buy my plates from? So Heidi, I've bought some from Top Flight. I've bought some from Michael's. I've bought some from Simon. So just kind of all over. No one place in particular. You know, Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they almost always have some kind of a coupon. So that's always a good option. Sure. I see another hair on there. Between me and my cat, we can't get away from the hairs. All right, so this is a new brayer that came last week. It's a set of 3. I got them off of Amazon. So this one is about a 5-inch, maybe a 3 and a 2, something like that. So just playing. Remember, when you brayer, you're rolling and lifting and rolling and lifting. I'm liking that color combo already. And I am just brayering off in my art journal over to the side. These are some new India blocks that I got. Or they're Indian. I got them off of Etsy. Lydia Fiedler recommended them, and I'm in love already. Can you see those designs? Wow. This is going to be so pretty. Hey, Lisa. Hobby Lobby doesn't do their coupon anymore. I forgot about that, Heidi. Totally forgot about that. You know what? I wonder if I can transfer that ink over there. No, not so well. I'm just going back through with them again. No, it's not going to transfer. And this is not wet enough down here for the imprint to stay, but that's okay. So we're going to go back over them in the same way. You want the, whatever this back coat is going to be, it needs to be wet so it will pick up the print, right? Remember that from last time? And I'm just going to use this same unbleached titanium. Gonna brayer it over. Now, some would say I'm crazy to apply my paint right to my print because it can pull it up as I brayer it. So let me make sure that I get a nice thin coat, but that I don't pull up the pattern yet, because I don't want to pull it up until I do my print, right? Hey, Natalie. We're just getting started. I have no real plan. I'm just playing. This time it's with acrylics from Arteza. And I've got gouache in this bucket too. And I have these beautiful wooden blocks. They're hand carved from India. I got them on Etsy based on Lydia Fiedler's recommendation. So let's pull this baby up and see what we've got. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see that? This is really good. There's still a little bit of the metallic in there. And this is from last week. Pulled up some of that. I think next time I'm not going to use the unbleached titanium. I'm either going to put white or clear on the background. So let's do another one. Y'all let me know if you have color combos you want to see. Hey, Miss Bori. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited you're joining us. So this is Pearl Royal Purple. Again, these big tubes of acrylics from Arteza have mica in them, so they're very, very shimmery. I'm kind of liking this pink and purple combo. What do you guys think? You want some blue or teal in there? All right, I can do that. Do you like this blue, cerulean blue? Here's another blue. You tell me what you like. This one's ice blue. That might be a nice contrast, that lighter one. Anybody have a preference? 1, 2, or 3. All right, if I don't see anything come through. Oh, love the ice blue. Okay, all right, I see the delay. And I think the ice blue is going to be a good contrast to those darker colors. So let me get my brayer again. Remember, roll and lift, roll and lift. I'm going to use these same blocks again, and I'm brayering off. I know some of you haven't seen this. This is my art journal. I just brayer off right there. It helps me get over that fear of the white page. All right, so do this while it's wet. I got to move quick, quick, quick. I got to move quick, quick, quick. These blocks are amazing. I wonder if it's wet enough I can just pull it. Well, I'm glad, Bori. It was very spontaneous that I decided to go live. I had thought about it over the week and stuff, but then I just didn't know. All right, so brown, yellow, green. I haven't seen Jamie's mood board, but I can do brown, yellow, and green. Woo! Guys, look at that. That is yummy. And can you see that sheen from the mica? That is so pretty. Good color combos. That ice blue was the right choice, guys. All right, so again, I'm not going to clean this up, but I'm going to pull out some greens. And you said brown. Let me see. Here's a and a yellow. All right, I'm just grabbing. All right, so this is pearl orange, so it's kind of a yellow, but it's got that pearl essence to it too. This one is a gouache. These smaller tubes, these are gouache. Here's a sap green. And then I kind of like this. This isn't really a brown, it's more of a red. Ooh, it says strawberry. I'm liking that. Liking it. All right, so instead of the blocks this time, I'm going to go with Let me see, I have this. It's called a texture plate. Today I have tried twice to make to make a background with a stencil from Sassy and Crafty. And I used the Duo transfer gel. And twice I sat something on it about halfway through the dry period. So I'm moving on from that idea for right now. So there's those colors again. Spraying off over here. I am just going to lay this in here and press. Let's see what we get. Ooh, that's pretty. Let me press that one over here. Throw in a couple of these just because I can. All right, let's pull it. Won't the red and green make mud? The red and green can make mud if you blend them too much. That's kind of the key. Either you want to let one dry before you put down the other, or you just don't blend them. It didn't. They certainly can. That's some good color theory. All right, and remember last week I was talking about letting it get warm to the touch versus pulling it while it was still cool. Again, that really doesn't bother me. I'm going to let this sit for a little bit just because I didn't put anything down to help it pull, and because I want to make sure we get a good one. This is gorgeous though, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Guys. Wow. See, it's got the blops of color though, and that's because I didn't brayer it out to mix them. I just brayered it out to spread the paint versus mixing. Because if I had done the mixing, like Heidi was saying, it would definitely create that mud. And of course, remember, you're not going to use the whole print, right? Unless you're doing like a journal layout or something. You're going to use bits and pieces. So you can cut these two out. You can cut these two out. This would be great for making ATCs, things like that. So liking that a lot. All right, I'm just going to pull out some colors, and whatever I get, that's what I get. I really like the galaxy look. Purple, black, and blue, light red. Too dark for what you're doing. You know what, Natalie? I'm not really doing anything. I'm just playing. So let's use this Pearl Royal Purple again. Whoop, that's a lot of paint there. Let me see here. This cerulean blue is kind of a dark blue. That's fun. I know there's usually some kind of a yellow, right, when you're doing a galaxy. Oh, that's another purple. I wish I had room. I would just dump these all out so we could see what we've got. Let me dig. Dig. Here's kind of a light pink. I don't know what that'll look like. And then, of course, whatever your print is, Miss Natalie, if you're wanting that kind of metallic, not metallic, that galaxy look, you can always ink blend over it some more. You could do multiple pulls. You know, I learned from Seth Apter that if you don't like your pull, it just means it's not done. So you set it aside, you pull it again. So I am not going to put any texture, any pattern on this. I'm just going to pull it. We're just going to get color and see what that looks like. So you can stamp on them. You just use it like any other pattern paper. All right, I don't have it quite centered on there. Okay, so not so much a galaxy look, but it could be the start of one. Am I missing comments? Oh, we've got a storm coming in here in North Carolina, so hopefully it won't kick me off. But can you see that mica, that kind of pearlescence to the paints? You can't really see the purples on the camera, but trust me, the purples are there. And this yellow, no, it wasn't yellow. It was this light pink. That was a pink. It looks yellow. Well, you never know. That's kind of the nature of unpredictable art. All right, so here is a, what is this one called? Vermilion red. Goes well with red. Let me see, this is an orange red. I wish I could find just a regular yellow down in there. I know they're in there. My friends and I did a painting class online. This is just gold. Let's see what that looks like. Very fall, right? I might pull out a stencil and do some stencil with this one. I want to show you guys my my art journal when I roll this one off. So again, rolling and lifting, rolling and lifting. Oh my gosh, that vermilion is hot. So here's my art journal. Look at those layers of color, right? So if you're like me and you have fear of the white page, it's no longer white. Look at all those layers of color. So we could take this one and pull over that, but that I think would be super muddy. So I'm not going to do that. Let me see. I'm going to take this stencil from Miss Ink. I like that. And I like this guy from Pronti. I think that's gorgeous. Kind of offset that. And I think I'll do the wood blocks again just because. I really like the wood blocks. That is so pretty. Okay, so I am going to take another sheet of paper. The pause is me looking at the camera. So I'm going to put this down and I'm going to do a pull. And I'm going to pull up the two spots where the blocks were, however you want to say that. And I'm also pulling from the negative spaces within the stencils. So this may not be the best pull, just because the blotting pulls sometimes aren't. They just aren't. But it's okay. They're usually better if you have a stencil with a big open space. See how this one did? That one did good. This one, not so much because it's smaller spaces, but this one did good. All right, so now I'm going to pull these up and then we'll do another pull. And keep in mind, you can stamp with your stencils and with your texture plates. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm going to lay my paper down there. I'm going to put my stencil ink side down and this one ink side down. And I'm going to take my brayer and I don't know if the paint is wet enough to actually work, but in theory, if you catch it while the paint or the ink or whatever medium you're using is wet enough. So you kind of get the idea that I just let that dry too much. So because this is dry, now I have to put another medium on top to get it wet again. So just a little bit of this. This is a clear matte medium, just like we talk about, you know, the matte medium from Tim Holtz and Ranger. Same kind of thing. It's essentially just a clear glue because you have to give it some stick so that it will adhere to your paper. So let me lay this down. Rub, rub, rub. What y'all thinking? I know Heidi had to go take a puppy out in the rain. Sounds like she might already have the rain that's coming my way. Natalie, can you see how this could become a galaxy print? I'm not real good with the galaxies, but can you see how that's kind of the basis of it or the foundation for it? Because galaxies are a hot mess until they're not, right? Oh, be still, my heart. Look at this mandala. Oh my gosh. And I love these grungy bits. And can you see here where it picked up from old pulls? There's some green in there. There's some brown. There's some teal. There's some blues over here too. Hey, Heidi. Yeah, I like that one. So remember, this was the blot. And these are really good. And this one's not bad. And even this little bit, I mean, this could be, you know, the start of an A2 card, and then you make it whatever you want. But I'm really loving that. I love that this has some of the positive and the negative in it. Super pretty. All right, and just kind of to recap, this is the one that's just the color for the galaxy. And then that was the pinks and purples and the blue with the Indian blocks. That's very Christmassy, Heidi, isn't it? And then that was the first one. Again, it's got this kind of yellowy look to it because I used this, the unbleached titanium. So whatever you put on the very last layer, that is going to be on there. But whatever you put down first is going to be your top. So, knocking things down. All right, color combos. What do you think? Yes, I see the middle part of it. Just need darker. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's where I'm saying you could do that ink blending to bring in those darker colors on the outside. Ooh, here's a yellow. I think I'm just going to stick with those two for this one. Let's see what that looks like. There's a lot of background color going on here. I don't know what it's going to pull up, what it's not going to pull up. All right, again, here's my journal. So a lot of people don't use journals. Maybe they'll use, you know, just some paper that they want to roll off on. I've known some people to use like tissue paper, and then if they have an Etsy store, they'll use that tissue paper to send their things in. Okay, so while this is still wet, I want to try to show you what I mean by using it as a stamp. Let's see if it worked. Ah, no. So maybe that technique doesn't get shown this day. And here's another stencil. So I'm going to lay it down. Going to come in here and I'm going to pull these up because I want to do the blotting. And I want to get this Gothic arch. I love that. That is gorgeous. Talk more about the Indian blocks. Yes. So, whoop, my stuff's falling. Sorry. So they are from India. I bought these 5. There are other options. And they're wood. They're hardwood, and they're just carved right into the wood. The designs. And I love a mandala or a medallion. So these are just right up my alley. So they're not rubber, they're not silicone. It is a solid wood block. And they're hand carved. And I think I paid $25 for all 5. It wasn't bad. So you can just go on Etsy and search for wooden blocks, Indian carved wooden blocks, something like that. If you don't find it, let me know and I'll try to link you to it. Okay, so that was a fail. And it happens. Fails happen because it gets dry. So maybe I just want to put, yellow. I don't, now I'm torn. I don't know what I want to put on the back. I'll just use this clear. Too much. For those of you that weren't here last time, when I was talking about this last layer to make it sticky so it'll pull again, I always add more than I need, and you always need less than you think. So I'm just going to use this piece again. I'll go on the back side. Aren't the blocks gorgeous? Yeah. So if you guys aren't familiar with Lydia Fiedler, her YouTube and her blog are called Understand Blue, and she is amazing. I mean, She's a true artist. She's good friends with Jennifer McGuire, of course, and is very active. I'm trying to get this, since this is the one I'm primarily using, I'm trying to get that in screen and pull this one out. Can you guys see that okay now? Is that better? So yeah, understand blue, and she has a very, very dry sense of humor, but I love her. She's an amazing artist, and she's so much fun. Okay, so this one wasn't a fail, but it's very subtle because I guess these two were too close. The pastel green and the lemon yellow were too close. But again, it pulled up all these grungy bits from the side. I mean, look, it's still pulling up those old layers. Like, that's from weeks ago. And then you can see the mandala there that was left behind. And that's the Harlequin there. And then this is that Gothic. And then this is that, this heart one from Sassy and Crafty. So again, you're never going to use the whole thing. So you want to look at it in bits and pieces. Sweet spots, I call them. What's the sweet spot on there? So I think I'm going to go with this gold again. Y'all let me know if there's something in particular you want to see in terms of colors, or, by the way, I'm from Quebec. You know what, Natalie? I won't lie to you. I don't know. Because there is like an adhesive medium within acrylic paints, even though they're water soluble, I don't know that spritzing it with water would reactivate it. I don't know, but we can sure try. Ooh, I forget how bold that vermilion is. Holy mackerel. Woo, okay. Let me see, what do I have here? What do I have? I have this fun stamp from Hero Arts I haven't used yet. So I am just going to kind of lay this down just for some texture here and there. Boom. Put some down over here. Put a little bit up here. Put a little bit up there. I don't hate that. Let's see if I can get it to print too. I'm kind of off screen, so you guys won't see it, but I'll show you if it prints. It likely won't because it dries so fast. Nope. All right, so I'm just going to stop trying that. And one of the reasons why it's drying so fast, even though it's super humid here in North Carolina today, I have this little fan going on my desk because of the humidity. So I don't have the fan pointed right at my gel plate, of course, but still that moving air. All right. All right, that's cool. Just put some teal down. Love teal. Yeah, okay, I'll do that next. Sorry, I missed that. So teal, yellow, and gold green. All right, so let me find that teal. I know I've got a teal. So gold. There's some green. There's some gold. I'm going to let that sit for a minute while I look for some more paints, okay? Somebody had mentioned brown earlier. There's an actual brown. It's called Marmalade. There's a bronze. I'm looking for my teals. Ooh, that's ultramarine. That's pretty. All right, y'all. I've got a mess. All right, I'm just going to tilt the camera so you guys can see what I'm talking about. All right, so now I have to reattach my camera. Hang on, be patient with me. I wanted you to see what I was working with. All right, is that better? Did I make y'all sick? Bye, Miss Bori. You be safe. Tell Finland I said hi. My ancestral land. Oh my gosh, guys, this is fun, fun, fun. Can you see that? All right, I gotta have a sippy sip. So again, pulling up those layers, those grungy bits on the edges. And I love it when it doesn't quite pull the whole thing, but that's fun. And do you see that there's little hearts in there? I wish that I had a better camera. I could zoom in for you, but alas, I do not. So teal and yellow, yellowy gold and green. So here's a gold, here's a pearl orange. You didn't want that, you wanted yellow. Here's another yellow, pearl canary yellow. They look very similar. Natalie, do you have a preference on these two yellows? Oh, that's super blurry. Blurry blur. Sorry. Also, is it shaking or is it not? I hope it's not. I'm still looking for a good teal. It's another blue. It's not teal. I know I've got teal. Here's a pearl aqua blue. You know what? I could just mix a blue and a green to come up with a teal. Here's a sea green. That's not a teal either, though, is it? Emerald green. I'm getting closer. Viridian green. None of that fun, bright gold teal. I wonder what happened to them. Gina, are you here? Did we lose it when we painted the other day? Sky blue. I have all kinds of blues. So there's a violet. There's the greens. There are some blues. This is closest. It says electric blue, but that's kind of the closest to teal that I'm seeing. Dang, what the heck? And here's a glacier blue. Thoughts? Either you have a golden yellow instead of a gold and a yellow. Do I have a golden girl? So this is saffron orange. That's kind of a golden yellow, right? And then there's gold. Of course, we mentioned that already. There's another gold, but this is the gouache. This is the acrylic. What's this one? Yellow ochre. That's a golden yellow. All right. And then here is a mid yellow. Which one? It is a bit fuzzy, and I'm sorry for that. And this camera, it's just a cheapo, unfortunately, and it won't focus. This is the best focus that it'll do. It doesn't matter how close you get or how far away you are. That's just what it does. So these are very similar. This is mid yellow. This is yellow ochre. Can you see enough to make a decision? They're not far apart at all. I'm going to stand again. Let me see about this. The first yellow. Okay, I'm going to lay down some of these greens. I'm just going to lay it like that and then put some blue in there. We might be able to make us a good teal. What do you think of that? Let's see what we can do with that. And then maybe we can add the other colors over it. Not really mixing, is it? All right, and then this one. This was the yellow ochre. My neighbor. All right, Heidi. Thanks for stopping in, honey. We'll see you soon. Let's see what we get, Miss Natalie. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Do you want some texture on there or no? I have this. This is a an embossing folder with a really fun scripty print. I'll put that down in there and see what we get with that. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can make patterns with anything. You don't have to have special tools. You don't have to have special stamps. It really doesn't matter. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like this medium so much. Scales or scribe. Oh, on this scales or scribe, it's a scribe, or a script rather, if that's what you mean. So I guess I'm a little out of camera again, or out of frame once I moved it. All right, let's see what we get. This coming weekend is payday. I think I'll try to pick me up a new camera. Ooh. Well, that kind of made mud. So that wasn't successful, Natalie. But this script is cool. That's really cool. And these lines are kind of cool. But the color combo did not work. All right. So were you asking me if I have scales? I'm going to try this again. I'm going to go with this Viridian Green. That's kind of a tealy color. That might be the closest to teal that we've got. Yeah, absolutely. I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. It's kind of muddy, but I always say embrace the mud. You know, I'm a social worker. I embrace ambiguity. In art, just embrace the, you know what I mean? Because mud is natural. Can you see how it's kind of making these little cells where it's kind of separating? I'm not sure what that's about. So I'm going to lay this guy down again just because I'm enamored. And then I have, this is a texture plate as well. You guys remember I was saying I love Marlene, art by Marlene. This is one of hers, and it's a mandala for texture when you asked. Okay, yeah, and you know, no, I'm glad you are. I'm just trying to make sure that I understand what you're saying. I don't have anything with scales. I don't. And for all the stencils that I don't have a scale stencil. Can you believe that? All right, so there's that. And let me put this pearl ochre over the top. Let that be the pull. Unpredictable art is unpredictable. All right, let's see what this looks like. I love that you're thinking outside of the box too, Natalie. Like you're already seeing something that can be done with these pulls that aren't the best. So I love that. Maybe try with the spraying water. Yes, okay. Okay, you got it. Now tell me what you want me to spray with water, the plates or the texture plates or the stencils. So I have a water bottle right here. And yes, Lisa, I agree. Playing with the paints is so much fun. We didn't get any of that yellow. And that's very, very faint. Got a little bit of the mandala. Just a little bit of that guy. But I don't hate that green. All right, before putting the paper on the plate. Oh, okay. So using the water as the pull medium. Okay. All right. Do you want me to use those that same color combo? Or does it matter? I like this participation. I just wish that there wasn't. This one's cool. I wish there wasn't a delay. This pink is pretty. Gosh, I wish that blur wasn't there. The gold and the hot pink. This peach red. I'm not much of a swatcher, but I feel like these need to be swatched. All right, I'm trying to be mindful of the colors that are already down there. So I'm going to go with this pearl golden hour. Pearl golden hour. And then I like this cactus green. Go nuts. Lisa, do you have thoughts on colors for the next one? Oh, you know what? I like this burnt sienna too. Let's see what we got. All right, I've turned my fan, so I'm hoping that it won't. Ooh, that red was a little more bold than I expected. All right, let me see. You know what? I have these fun chickens or ducks. I'm going to put them down. Let me turn that. I don't want it to dry. Oh, yes, we do, because we want to try the water, right? Okay, so can you guys see these ducks? Aren't they hilarious? I think they're absolutely adorable. So I want to try them. All right, I'm going to spray it with water. We'll see what happens, okay? Well, let me put my texture on it first, since we're playing and we're learning, right? 1 duck, 2 ducks. How about a brick stencil? That might be a really cool brick wall, those colors. What else? What else? We can use these stamps to get some texture on there. Whoop. I like this one. Go boom. Go boom. I'm going to have a lot of cleanup to do. Told myself I wasn't going to pull out a million things. But that's what's fun. I like a million things. But you can also use 1 or 2 things in a million different ways. So it just depends. So, okay, I'm going to pull these guys up. Oh, cute. I'm just pushing that down. I don't want to get my nails in it. I just want the texture. Oh, not very good texture. I'm not going to do it again. I don't want to mess it up. All right, going to leave that. Going to leave that. All right. Hey, Mary, how are you? All right, so we're going to spray it with water. We're just experimenting. We're learning together. So we're spraying with water just to kind of see if the water helps to reactivate the acrylic paints. You know what? I don't remember which yellows I had in my hand at that point, Lisa. I'm sorry, honey. So how is Oregon, Mary? And Natalie, you said you're in Quebec? Who else do we have on here? Miss Lisa, I know you're in Utah, right? Of course, I'm in North Carolina, as I've said. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. It looks like peppermint chocolate. It looks better in person than it does on the screen, I have to say. Spring is in the air. Does that mean it's the great pollinating? Because it is here in North Carolina. So these little ducks are adorable. So super adorable. I love them. I wish that stencil would have worked. Of course it didn't. And then this again just gives that slight bit of texture and pattern in there, right? So sadly, we're not getting the best prints today. Maybe I'm trying too many new things. I don't know. So I'm going to pull out some creepy ones. Not everyone likes creepy. Yeah, pollen is crazy, right? It's not a big fail, but it's a fail. I read between the lines. I'm okay with that. Because we don't learn if we don't fail sometimes. All right, so keeping in mind what we have on there, I think I'm going to go with a lighter color palette this time. Let me see if I can't find that like brighter yellow. Here's a bumblebee yellow. And I think I'm going to go with the purple. You guys okay with the purple? Or what about like this bright green, this pale green? Or are we done with greens for now? Here's a purple. Here's two purples, wineberry or pearl. All right. Ooh. And again, I'm brayering off on my art journal over here. I'm going to come in with my creepy stamps. And I am just going to lay them down as a whole because they're easier to manipulate that way. So I'm just going to push them down a little bit. And essentially it should work the same as those texture plates, which are really just big rubber stamps, right? Nope, that didn't do much. There's a lot on there. It pulled up a lot of ink, but maybe I'll get more than I realized when I pull it up. We'll see. We'll see. And this stencil's fun from Sassy and Crafty. Let's see what it does. And I'll use my blocks again. All right, I'm going to pull one of these pulls that wasn't so good. Nope, they're all on the floor. I'm going to go ahead and do this pull and see what I get. I want to pull up some of that negative space out of that stencil. Hey, Leah, how are you, baby? How's Ohio? Were you yaying at my spooky stamps? All right, let's see what we got. Oh, look, it did pull better than I thought it would. Still not great, but again, that's a good base, right? You could still use that. And let me pull this guy up. Put a little bit more of this clear medium down. So, Miss Natalie, I think it's safe to say that the water didn't really have an impact. What do you think? And remember, we have to use that because we need something sticky to stick to both the paper on one side and the art mediums on the other side. I'm glad you made it too. Chilly and windy? No, Natalie, I don't think so. But I don't know. I won't lie to you. I don't know. I'm gonna finish this one, and I'm gonna pull in this other plate right here, and we'll start over on a fresh plate, and we'll see. We'll see how that works. Y'all, while I'm doing this, you let me know my next color choices. Let me have a drink real quick while we wait for that. Oh yeah, we're getting muddy, 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 but I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. And again, it's pulling up these grungy bits. I like the yellows that we got on here, these kind of yellow cells. And then look, there's just a little blob of green. Weird, right? Unpredictable art. All right, so we're going to move this guy out of the way. For those of you who weren't here last week, I store my gel plates in these tins. I think they're from Diane Revley. I bought mine from Simon Says Stamp. And if you don't keep the clamshells that they come in, then this is the next best option. Because bubbles and things like that will make an imprint on them. So, okay. So we're going to pull this guy back over here. Y'all, I have so much stuff and a little space to work in. And again, I'm sorry for the fuzzy blurriness. It's just a cheapo camera. Okay, color combos. Natalie, does he think I'm crazy? Oh, I am hot. All right, how about if we go with, here's a purple. It's pretty deep purple. I want to bring in some lighter colors. Here's a pink. And how about like a super fun light green, pearl light green. All right, Miss Mary, red, yellow, and orange. We'll do that next, okay? I think you missed it because I have some red, yellow, and orange. I have like this, what is it called? Vermilion. That is one hot color. But I'll do that next again. See what these look like. Ooh, that's fun. But yeah, that's kind of like our bathroom when, when we lived on Hathaway. Remember, I was all about the pink and green in my bathroom. That's funny. All right, so I am loving this stencil from Sassy and Crafty. Gonna lay that down. And I want to try this one again as well. And then I'm going to bring in these Indian blocks again. So these wooden blocks are hand carved in India. They are literally just blocks of wood, and they have these beautiful designs carved right into them. I am going to do a pull because I want to get that negative space out of there, or that paint out of the negative space. It will obviously pull up the wooden block design. But then, Natalie, we will try your water theory with whatever's left on here, okay? Oh, you're in the, why do I think you're in Utah? No, you can definitely brayer over the stencils. It'll have the same effect. Because really all I was trying to get a good print of those, which wasn't successful. But what I was trying to do was blot that ink out of those open spaces. You can do it with your brayer, especially now that it's kind of dry. It should pick it up pretty good. All right, so now I'm going to pull these. And so the running theory that Miss Natalie has in her head, and it's not a bad one, is that because acrylic inks are water reactive, once they dry, instead of using some type of a medium, either acrylic paint or a matte medium, try to reactivate it with some water and see if that helps lift it off. So we're going to give it a shot. And Mary, I would just encourage you, I don't know, what your experience level is with the gel plate and a brayer, but just play. There's really no right or wrong. You think there needs more water? Well, let's see what this looks like. Oh, I don't know. Natalie, that's pretty good. I don't hate it. What do you think? I am using 80-pound accent opaque cardstock. I just got it on Amazon, but it's not, it's not super good quality like the 110-pound Nina would be, but it's thin enough that, that it pulls really well, and it can get down into all those spaces, but it's heavy enough that it has some body to it. I mean, you can do pulls with literally anything. You can use tissue paper, you can use junk mail, you can use whatever, manila folders. All right, so you see all of this excess paint on here. So I can do several things. I just got my first jelly plate. It's fun, but it's little, but I'm loving using it. Yes, I have some little ones too. And to be honest, Dawn, I haven't really used the little ones because I like doing the full page prints. So I don't know. I need to just take the time and play with those as well. So going back to this, I can try spraying it with the water again and follow up on Natalie's theory, which is probably what I will do. Or we could put down another medium to lift all of that goodness off of there. Or we could put down more paint and just layer more things on there. So use this and add some purple and red. So add some purple and red to this. All right, you got it. Let me see, where's a good purple? This purple is Pearl Purple Iris. All right. The only thing is, because this can reactivate what's there, you got to move fast. So do you like this raspberry red, or this vermilion is more of an orange? Let me see. Or this pearl scarlet. Do we have a first one? But I've not had the chance to play. Sometimes you just got to make the chance. You know what I mean, Leah? You just got to say, okay, I'm going to do it, which is essentially what I did this afternoon. Like I had talked about it throughout the week coming live today, but then as the week went on, I was like, no, I'm not going to. But then I was like, yep, I'm just going to do it, because if I don't do it, I won't do it. So, okay, I am not going to put any more pattern or texture on this layer. Oh, the raspberry, I think I did use the raspberry. You'll correct me if I'm wrong, if you could see it. I know it's still blurry. But I'm not putting any more texture. I'm just going to use that layer to be the pull medium. And then somebody had requested a certain color combo. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing scarlet and raspberry for the other one. So somebody, Mary, I think it was you, requested a certain color combo a little bit ago, and I said I would do it next, and then we did this. So let me know. Look at all of that mica in there. Wow. So the pattern is very subtle because that next layer of paint that we put down filled in all these negative spaces. So we have all that was still there, and then we have that other layer of the purple and the kind of ready. But that's cool. You like it, Leah? Yeah, you know what? Red, orange, and yellow. Okay, so obviously this will still be there, okay? I'm not sure if it'll come up or not. I'm going to use this vermilion again because this is, I think this might be my color for the day. I love that. And I'll go with this honeybee yellow again. I'm just kind of blopping them around. Yeah, thank you. And let's see, let's get a good red. Just this raspberry. How about this burnt sienna? I don't have like a red. Papaya. Here's the scarlet red. That's pretty red, isn't it? All right. I'll show you guys my, oh my goodness. I mean, that's fire. That is fire. And this is my art journal. This is where I'm brayering off. Because if you're like me and you have that fear of the blank page, it's no longer blank. All right, thoughts about patterns you want on there, textures, designs. I think Leah and I are the only ones that like the creepy stuff. Let's lay these down. See what we can get. Lay this guy down again. And I'm going to use some paper, and I'm going to try to pull up some of this. And so, Mary, you were asking if you could use the brayer. Absolutely. You can use the brayer, especially if you have dexterity issues or your hands hurt. You can absolutely use the brayer and apply the pressure that way. But the main thing is that you want to push so it gets down in all those negative spaces. And that's where a thinner paper would work, like a tissue paper would work to do that blotting. That's not half bad. But again, that's just the blotting. And a lot of people do that with something and then throw this away. I'm not going to throw that away. That's a good base. Okay, so this time I'm going to go back over it with that yellow. Where's that honeybee yellow? If I can find my honeybee yellow. I guess we're going with lemon. Oh, it's right there, but I've got the lemon yellow. So I'm going to use this as my back layer to be my adhesive layer. Oh my goodness. Leah, I have a sunflower stencil. It's from All and Create, AALL and Create. And it's called Sunflower Power, and it is huge and incredible. And I'll pull it out here in just a second. Let me get this going. Rub, rub, rub. What will you do on that page of journal? Does it inspire you? Okay, which page are you referring to? Because there were several that I could use in my journals. Are you talking about the one that I'm braring off on? I don't know if you guys saw my video for today, but I'm kind of jonesing for Halloween already, and I know that will warm Leah's heart like crazy. But yeah, so I'm thinking I might do a Halloween spread on that page because it's really gotten dark and moody, right? It's gotten kind of dark and moody. I'm loving it. So I think that might be my plan. Do a Halloween something on there. All right, I'm trying to pull out this big stencil. So this is the book that I keep my stencils in. Can y'all see that? It's a little crazy. All right, Leah. You love the video. So look at that, Leah. And that's how big it is. It's huge. I have become addicted to All and Create. And there are several artists on there in particular that I love. One is Tracy Evans. Love her. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate that. Let's pull this up and see what we've got. Okay, so again, not the best pull. What I'm going to do this time is use this medium, this gel medium. There we go. I'm thinking either I didn't have enough of the yellow for it to actually be a pull medium. There we go. When you do your top layer, this back layer for the pull, you want it to be light enough that you can see your pattern beneath it, but thick enough that there's enough of it that will actually do the pull. Gold card. Yeah, I love All and Create. So you can check out Vera. Shoot, I can't remember Vera's last name, but so my camera might move again. She does, trying to pull out some of her art. She does these little houses and these cute little girls. I love these girls. Like, these girls to me are like, they're a social statement. I love them to death. And then, oh, here's another one. Curly hair girl. Again, it's really blurry, so I apologize. And then Tracy does some things that are a little more grungy, a little more, that whole collage look. Okay, this is a better pull. So you're not getting a lot of the texture because there wasn't much left. This actually got most of the texture, but this got the color that was left. And you see here, there's some of that brick wall. There's some of the mandala. Here's some of that harlequin still. And this is that kind of florally spiral. Really pretty. Pretty, pretty. Oh my gosh, Vicky, yes. Vicky is adorable. I love her. Leah, I'm going to do that sunflower for you. I'm going to go with this honey. And then I'm going to go with this mid-yellow. And then I think I'm going to go in here with this pearl papaya. And you know, I've learned a lot of what I've learned from Vicky Papiano. Am I saying that right? For those of you who know. I've learned a lot from her. All right, so where is that stencil? Sunflower power. And just go right over it. Pull up some of that paint instead of doing a sorry. Kind of get in my own head. Instead of doing that blot, this is doing the same thing. It's pulling that color up. So I'm going to pull this up. Ooh. Should I use this again? Or should I use a fresh one? Vicky is my journal. Yeah, she's amazing. I can't get enough of her either. All right, there's a delay, so I'm going to wait for a second to see what you guys think. Do you want me to do this pull on a fresh piece? Hey, Miss Maria. Or do I do the pull over this orange? What you think? Use the orange. Okay. It's gotten dry, so I'm going to have to pull a little bit of this matte medium. And again, this just is an adhesive. So whether you use another acrylic paint or you use a matte medium, it just is an adhesive so that your art has something to stick to. Let me go this way. I want to make sure I get it over the same spots. So let me get the edges too, because I want to get those grungy bits. I like those grungy edges. We shall see. I think it's going to be gorgeous too. So who are some of your favorite YouTubers, guys, for the paper crafting community, or not, just in general? I'm going to let this sit for a little bit. One of the rules of thumb that I hear from people who have much more experience than I do is to let it sit. Thank you. To let this sit after you press it down, let it sit until it's warm to the touch. Because if it's cool to the touch and you pull it, you're not going to get the whole pull, which doesn't break my heart. Yeah, Maria, I love you. Sorry. All right, so it's still a little cool. I'm not going to wait till it's completely. Oh, they do look like the vermilion, don't they? Oh, my goodness. Oh, you guys are too much. I got sweat in my eyes. It's so hot in my studio. All right, it's starting to curl up. I'm going to pull. Let me put my glasses back on so I can see. Oh, grungy bits. Oh, so we didn't get a whole lot of it, actually. But you know what? That's just an opportunity, because then you can put it back down. You can do some ink blending with it. Let me see. Let me see. Some vintage photo. Go over that baby with some ink. You can totally mix your mediums. It doesn't matter. So I've got vintage photo, distress oxide. We'll just see what we get. Again, we're playing. I am not afraid to play. It's just paper. And in the end, if you don't like it, you just pull it again. You just put another layer on it. I'm just going to kind of spread this out to the edges. Blend it out a little bit. I don't have any pixie spray on it. Excuse me, my lemonade's making me bubbly. What do you think? It is always a surprise. And I think, yeah, can y'all see my hands between the ink and the glue and the paint? But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And it's got some of the grungy bits. So there's some of the brick wall. Over here, there's still some of that spiral flower. And there's some of the gray and the purples under here. There's even some green over here. They're so much fun, y'all. All right, let me grab these up and I'll show you what we've got so far. Because some of you missed it all together in the beginning. And when I was saying I had stuff falling off, I'm not going to freak out, but I have an ink pad upside down on my carpet right now. Oh, not going to freak out about it. All right, how long have we been on here? An hour and 10 minutes. All right. So I feel like the vermilion was the color of the day. So this is the one with the honeycomb, with that stamp from Hero Arts. This was that blot. This was that green. And again, you know what? I don't hate that at all. I mean, the fact that this is that gothic thing and then the mandala over here, very different art styles, but I love that. And then this is where we had the spooky ones, right? I might have to go back in and use those again. I definitely got to get that paint off of that. But that's what I used on there. I just used it. I went straight down and used it as a stamp, which is what it is. That one's really pretty too. So that was a blot. I don't hate any of them, guys. So these are those cute little duckies I used, and then those stamps from Catherine Pooler. And this is where that the brick wall stencil did not adhere. This is where we used that embossing folder with the script. I just laid that embossing folder down in there, and that was really cool. And then to get these lines, I literally just used my folder like that. You can use anything. Jelly Arts is having a thing. I think it's 31 days of Jelly Arts or something like that. And people are printing with vegetables right now. So even though this is super light with that light yellow and that light green, I like it. I like it. And of course, the grungy bits, I can't say that enough. This was the very first one we did with the wooden blocks. For those of you that didn't see these wooden blocks, these are block stamps. They're wood blocks, hand carved from India. I got them on Etsy. I have 5 of them, and they're absolutely beautiful. I wish I had done this pull in white or clear, though, so that those colors would have popped a little bit better. But there's some more of that. That one's very Christmassy to me with the red and the green. And that's the second one we did. I like that one a lot too. And this one was for Miss Natalie. That's the start of a galaxy. We'll see what we can do with that. And then these were the last couple we just did. Love these yummy grungy bits, guys. Oh, okay. Guys, what do you think? What do you think? Yes, use your potatoes. I stamped with potatoes when I was a child, and I did it when I did home daycare. We did that a lot. You take your potato, you carve whatever you want into it, and it's just adorable. I'm going to see if I can't pull up these grungy bits just because I want to pull up the grungy bits because I think they're gorgeous, and I'm going to put one of these other ones right over it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. As soon as I pull this last pull, we're going to see what we get. Let me see. What do I want to put it on? I'll put it on this one. But as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to sign off. So you don't have to stick around if you don't want to. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can use potatoes, bubble wrap. Oh my goodness. I didn't use my bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is very popular. You know, the mesh netting that fruits and onions and things come in, use that. Yes, you should be able to watch the replay. I'm not sure how long it takes to become available, Miss Maria. I remember Courtney said it might take a full day, but I don't feel like my last one took that long. Yes, celery. I saw one of my favorite artists right now is Birgit Koopsen. She did onions. She had like not a scallion. What's the one that's not quite an onion, not quite a scallion, but it's in the middle? Whatever that one is, she used that, and it was adorable. Yeah, it's a lot of cleaning, Natalie. That's why I was thinking I wasn't going to use as much stuff. A shallot. That's it, a shallot. You know what? I'm still not getting those grungy bits. Okay, so this is where I need to just let it sit until it's warm to the touch because these aren't coming off. Not coming off. But all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. I appreciate y'all very much. And I will try to come back next weekend, but unfortunately, it's just going to have to be spontaneous again. But I appreciate y'all for joining me. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.